fun one today. We've got the cream of the crop, literally the best of the best. This is the best gaming laptop, the best performance, the best specs that you can currently get in a machine. It doesn't have the best price though. This is the ASUS ROG Strix Scar 18, specifically the G835LX, and this costs over 5,000 US or 7,000 Canadian. So let's get to the specs. What is in this beast? Keep in mind, this is the most spec'd up build or maxed out version. It does start at $26.99 USD for the 5070 Ti model, which is relatively affordable. That's usually more than enough for most folks, but let's go through the specs of this one. So first for the processor, it's running the latest Arrow-like Intel Core Ultra 9. The 275HX 24 core, 24 thread, up to 80 watts TDP, up to 5.4 gigahertz. This is also the first NVIDIA RTX 5090 laptop, or I guess any computer that I've tested with that latest graphics card inside. So once again, cream of the crop. It's got 24 gigs of memory, which has the new DLSS 4, which supports the new frame gen, which can add up to 4 times as many frames, essentially adding extra frames into your gameplay. For the RAM, you've got 2 slots. Base is 16 gigs, but once again, since this is the best of the bunch, you can spec it up to 64 gigs. It's DDR5 with 5600 megahertz of clock. Dual slots for the SSD as well, maxed out at 4 terabytes, PCIe Gen 4. And what's nice, it's easily upgradable thanks to a toolless accessible design, and there's a latch on the bottom to open that up. Just slide that over on the back, this pops off. And you can see how everything is easily accessible on the back. You've got obviously all the cooling, all the fans, the 2 SSD slots right here, and the RAM located right in between. With all that power and good stuff on the inside, you need a good cooling system to help prevent heat throttling and to manage some of that dissipation. So you saw some of the vents on the inside. The vapor chamber is paired with a sandwich heatsink. It's got tri-fan technology, and instead of using thermal paste, which you see in most builds, this actually has liquid metal cooling, both for the CPU and GPU, and that gets up to 15 degrees cooler actually. Don't get me wrong, you can still feel heat coming out of this thing, but especially when you're running those AAA titles, when you're really pushing the 5090, when you are using 64 gigs of RAM, this thing does get hot, but it obviously tries to manage it the best as it can. In terms of weight, oh my goodness, almost dropped that thing. This is no lightweight machine. This is obviously not meant to travel around with. It's a big boy. I've got my drug scale. Getting the official reading, 3.3 kilograms. That is 7.28 pounds. This is not meant to kind of move around with. You wanna set this up at a desk setup. You have the versatility to carry it around to a different location. I feel that would be a pretty dope challenge though, carrying this around to an airport, busting this out at say like a coffee shop, playing some of the most like epic games. But this is really meant to be a mobile tower slash desktop, which gives it that weight. Definitely not the lightest laptop on the market, but considering it matches the power of most other gaming desktops, it's a better alternative than carrying around a full build or tower. I'm actually heading to Computex with ASUS. Carrying this to Taipei would be a challenge. Let me know if you think I can handle it, but footage at the end of this video will be there, so stay tuned for that. It's heavy, and that's the same case with the charger as well. You're looking at a combo of over 8 pounds, but it's got a 90 watt hour battery with rapid Type-C charging up to 100 watts. Typically, you're gonna want this plugged in during gameplay. You just saw the little performance icon pop up. You can theoretically play this untethered or unplugged, but you're gonna get maybe what, 20, 30 minutes. Even just unplugging this, when we started recording this video, it was at like 93%. It has kind of drained down. In balance mode with just some of the lights on, you can see an hour and 30-ish minutes, which I think is definitely optimistic, but keep it plugged in, get the best performance, use that 5090, game on this all day. Before we get into that actual performance, let me go around some of the design. So like I said, big boy, but it does have some of this really dope like LED little light bar or strip that runs across the front, which you can customize. So obviously I'm doing my self plug of just good old Carl Conrad. It does have 810 LEDs. It's also got this full surround RGB lighting around the entire device. It almost gives it that feeling like it's floating. I'm not the biggest fan of RGB lighting. I've obviously changed it to orange for this video. I tend to keep mine like just white or maybe even off, but if you are an RGB fan, strobe light away, do your thing. For me, if you are a real baller, once again, another fun challenge, you should just get, you know, the dollar sign amount of how much you spent on the laptop, just kind of appearing as you game. That would be like true baller test. But for the rest, let's get to the ports. Once again, latest and greatest, so proprietary charging. You've got the LAN port, HDMI 2.1. You've got 3 USB-A ports, one on this side, 2 on the other. This is 3.2 Gen 2. And you've got 2 of the best Thunderbolt 5 ports. It has support for display ports, power, and data speeds up to 120 gigabytes per second. And of course, the last headphone jack, which is also for high-res audio. Like I mentioned on the other side, the last 2 USB-A ports on the other side to round that all off. You can also catch a glimpse of the speakers underneath. They're Dolby Atmos. They've got 2 tweeters, 2 downward firing woofers, and AI noise cancellation. Once again, the best of the best as you are paying for it. And last but not least, we've got the display. So 18 inches. This thing is huge. And I would say if you spec it like this, because you can technically get this in a smaller version, a smaller footprint in like a 16-inch, use this display. It's really good for a laptop. So it's 2560 by 1600, 16 by 10 aspect ratio, 240 hertz. It's ASUS's Nebula HDR, 1200 nits of peak brightness. It's not OLED, but it is mini LED. It's what you'd find on, once again, a high-end MacBook. It's anti-glare. It is literally meant for gaming. So we've got lots of natural light coming to the studio. If you, once again, flex this and we're playing outside somehow, you could still see what's on the screen. It's still got relatively thin bezels and still has a full 1080p webcam, which you wouldn't use that much, or if you wanted to flex on people again when you are playing some of the best games on this, yeah, you can hop on some sort of Zoom call and show people off. To the actual performance, all right, this is like the real stuff you've been waiting for. So this will crunch every single AAA title, bar like none. Anything that you're throwing at this guy, you're getting the best frame rates. So still one of the big benchmarks ran Cyberpunk, all ultra ray tracing. We're getting 70 FPS with DLSS quality. With ray tracing Psycho, we were still pushing over 60 frames. You can see some of the numbers on screen here. And with Frame Gen 2X, you're getting around like 130 to 140. And with Frame Gen 4X, you're getting 200 to 240 frames. I did see a little bit of artifacting here and there, but you are theoretically adding 4 extra frames in between each of like your original ones, which is super impressive. Obviously running it on this display, that's why you want it. Black Myth Wukong, once again, super demanding with DLSS off, getting around 50 frames for native res. With DLSS balance, frame gen on, and full ray tracing, we're getting around 110 plus frames. And with everything on with ray tracing off, you're getting around 130. Those are the numbers that you see on screen. They obviously might vary when you're playing or running in your own benchmarks, but you can see how powerful this machine is. Even when I was playing, not as demanding games, I've been wanting to play Space Marine 2 for the longest time. Like, I'm a big Warhammer fan. Getting this laptop was the reason to play it out. It ran pretty much flawlessly on the highest settings. If you're running like overkill, games like MapleStory, like a 2D side scroller that is 30 years old, you want to flex on people, you can do it on a $7,000 machine. Hogwarts Legacy, like a fan favorite, one that I'm still trying to finish, that is running at the highest settings. In the end, you just have to justify if the performance for you matches the price, if you are willing to get it. But overall, really solid laptop. I feel like these high-end gaming laptops have come a long way. The design of it, obviously, I mentioned it's heavy, but it still looks pretty good. For example, like the keyboard, it's full chiclet style. It isn't mechanical, but it still has more travel. Obviously, individualization, RGB on each of the keys. It's a full keyboard, obviously, with the 18-inch form factor. You've got the numpad on the side. The trackpad is 36% larger. It's got a nice clickiness to it. It's a premium device. Back to the battery from earlier, you can see in that short time period, we've gone down an extra 16, 17 minutes. We're at 58%. So like I said, keep it plugged in. If you want to do any of those challenges that I mentioned, let me know. I'm going to cut to some Computex stuff now, and you will see if I travel with this to Taiwan. So I made it to Computex. We've been in Taiwan for a couple of days already, just honestly really jet lagged. We started off with an ASUS HQ tour. I've seen it before. Hot Pot. Shylin Market, also super hot. This is Kaz's actually official first trade show. Like, you haven't done CES, Computex is your first. Hot take. What do you think?
Busy, people everywhere.
Like everywhere. But we made it to the ASUS booth. No lie, I did not bring the Strix laptop. So I'll give you a quick little booth tour. We'll see the laptop and enjoy Kaz's first tech event.
Push to talk.
Okay, push to talk. Hi, how are you? It is.
Thank you. Excited to be here at the ROG Lab and share all the amazing things we have on display.
Tell me what the best product is here.
That's a tough question because we have so many fantastic products here at the ROG Lab. If you're looking for top performance, play our OG Strix Scar 18. is a standout with its powerful NVIDIA GeForce RTX 50 series GPU.
That's hilarious. The chatbot said the ROG Strix 18, which is the one that I reviewed. ASUS must have paid the chatbot even though they coded him. But here they are actually, so you can see the two different sizes. So they have the 16 and the 18. This is the one that you kind of saw earlier in the video. Here's obviously some of the specs here. So still into gaming, this is the Zephyrus line. So if you still want performance, but a thinner profile, so check out how much thinner those are. It's rocking the 5080, but it's all around the form factor of this. You can see that design language, that stripe on the front. This is the one that you want to actually bring around if you are traveling, if you're going from place to place. You can kind of see the performance meets precision, and you can still rock some pretty good specs on the Zephyrus lineup. If you happen to be like a big Doom player, check out this like custom case that they built. That's pretty cool. I'm actually going to be playing Doom in Toronto with ASUS. There's like an event, I think like in June, some giveaway stuff. So if you happen to be in the area, make sure you come by and I will crush you. Not actually, in Doom. The one hand with the camera, always a good move. Run and then shoot with the other hand. In addition to their ROG line, which is kind of more focused on gaming, they just have the, like I'll say, standard ASUS brand. So these laptops here, for example, they're ProArt series. So I've edited a couple of videos on these before in the past. These ones have all the nice ports, everything that you need for a creator, like SD card slot. It's still pretty thin that you can like travel with. All right, little trivia knowledge here. There is the ASUS president right there. That's the guy signing all the bills. I don't know if he'd ever sign my bill, but. And that is your first Computex in the books, another booth tour. So I'm gonna put you on the spot again. Favorite thing that you saw?
They have some healthcare related stuff, which I thought was kind of cool.
Yeah, so if you didn't know, Kat's a physiotherapist, completely unrelated to content. You should create your own channel, I think.
Maybe.
I don't even think the healthcare stuff is in North America yet, but yeah, cool to see ASUS coming in different markets. Maybe one day you'll see it in your physio clinic. And I thought the chatbot was really cool. I thought it was gonna start like breakdancing and stuff. Wasn't. If I should travel with the Strix laptop, let me know. And also, if you wanna win a laptop, there's that Doom competition that'll be in Toronto, the Eaton Center. I'll leave the date on screen. I think it's June. It's like the same day as our baby shower.
June 8th.
I should know when that was. June 8th. Computex signing out. And from Taiwan. Peace.